if we wanted to create a carousel for onboarding new users, and this is one that I was starting to work on earlier. So I go into the carousel and I'm going to open up the editor. So here you can see I've got 4 steps that I've been working on. You can see all of the general settings here. So it's pulling from a theme. So it's making sure that all of my colors are on brand. I can set the font family. I can set the alignment, any of the button details across all steps. If I want a dismiss action or not, we'll disable that for now. And also important to kind of set the progression. So in this case, that would be the dots along the bottom. You're setting the expectation of how many screens in the slide out the user has to get through. Coming out of that, they will know the value and they'll be able to drive on with whatever the task is they came to the application to complete. So on the right-hand side here, I get a full overview of the carousel. But then let's say we want to jump into one of the particular steps. So here we're now in the edit mode for this first step. So again, you can kind of personalize all of the style of the particular step on the panel on the right. So here you can see I've chosen a layout of image, title, and then text, but you've got a variety of options here. And then this is going to be our welcome. So let's say we want to personalize this for your new user. So let's do that. And I'm going to use personalization here. And we're also going to embed a nice welcoming wave emoji. Okay, so I'm happy with how the first step is looking now. As I move through, I guess, reviewing the design of my flow, let's say I want to maybe update the image within this particular step. So I'm going to grab what is a little bit more of an on-brand image and pull it simply into place. You can add some alt text here for accessibility. And I'm going to save that, and immediately we render the image to the mobile screen. You can test that on iOS or Android. So now returning to get a look at kind of how the whole carousel looks as one. Maybe I want to add in another step here because we're welcoming our users to User Pilot. So I want to talk about our feedback feature. So here I'm going to grab some of my pre-prepared copy and make sure again that all of the text is nice and consistent. I want to definitely ensure that my brand colors, which we've recently made an update to, so just to show you how the colors are all changed in a codeless experience. And then I also want to add a nice image so that it's consistent with the rest of my carousel. So I've got a nice illustration here. And again, it's rendered to the screen size. So if I return to all, I now want to reposition the feedback before the thank you. And then again, just to be wholly consistent, I want to pull an image into place here for celebrating when the user has completed the carousel. Yeah. So let me just drag this into place. Okay, so now we're very happy with how this onboarding carousel, looks. Now I want to just double check the settings, and this is really important. So you can tailor this carousel to specific screens. In this case, I guess as it's an onboarding flow, you might want it to appear as soon as a user logs in. But you can also have it trigger on a specific event. That might become a little bit more important when we view slide outs in a moment. You can have the frequency set as well. And really importantly, you can trigger it for particular audiences. So maybe there's a segment of users that you want to trigger a particular piece of content towards. But for now, we'll keep this very simple for the purposes of a demo, and I am going to publish this carousel. And I'll publish immediately so that we can take a look at it. So now I'm moving over to my mobile device, and you can see the onboarding flow has been, the onboarding carousel has been published immediately, everything rendered to the particular type of device that I'm using.